It wasn't just of the basic requirements, it wasn't just the macroeconomic stability that they were focusing on. They were looking also at the institution infrastructure as well as primary
health.
Market efficiency, labor market efficiency.
Those are part of the
technological readiness,
Those
all
are,
of that.
That's another stage.
But Femi, let's note also that this edition that just came out, which is 35th edition, focused, laid a lot of emphasis on innovation and skills. It was mentioned in the report, in the Competitiveness report, that this last ranking focused a lot on innovation and skills. So you ask yourself, how innovative, are Nigerian institutions, public institutions, private institutions, and what are we doing to enhance innovation and creativity? Do we have a strong connect or handshake between our academic institutions and the industries? Do we have a very stable and well-structured, industrial training, system where people who are in the universities, have a good understanding of what happens in the industries, so that when we throw out these graduates, they can easily get into the work environment and perform excellently.
Maybe that would change in the near future, because the federal government has approved that IDCs should be changed to industrial development centers, should now be changed to SME
ports. That does not solve the problem.
But it's a start.
How much are we investing in our universities? How are we encouraging our professors and all our academics in their research? And if you look at that report, almost in every country, especially the top 10, from Switzerland, to Singapore, US, Finland, Germany, and the rest of them, you always see R&D, R&D. R&D is very critical in creating the kind of talents that we need in an economy, in creating the resources that we require to improve our efficiency, effectiveness, prosperity, and productivity.
I agree with you. I mean, you said something that is important. Even, last time I said things about improving rather than improved, or upgrading about upgrade. Yes, we are changing it to become something as SME and focused. We are improving. Some have completed that. They've moved on. It's not about we want to do. We have done it. That is a different ball game. It says something about these old 12 pillars that they base us on. It is grouped into 3: basic requirement, enhancer, and another additional enhancer. The first 4 are the basic requirement, and they weight them based on the level of development of the economy, where they use the GDP per capita. I've always argued that GDP per capita is not a good sense of measure, but it doesn't matter. At least that's the only one we have for now, which is globally as acceptable. Now, 60% of the weight of the entire stuff is given into the basic requirement for Nigeria. 35% or something, 35% is given to enhancer, efficiency enhancer. And then the last 5% is given to additional efficiency. So you can see that. Now, the issue of innovation and business innovation is talking about, even the fact that we didn't do so well in it, it occupies a very little weight. However, there's a little bit of flaw in that, because when they recognize Nigeria, they recognize Nigeria as a stage 1 economy, which means that we have GDP per capita of less than $2,000. But based on our rebased GDP, our GDP is now close to 3,000. Now, which means that we should have been in stage 3, not stage 1. And stage 3 means that you have 3,000 and above. Now, if that happens, then our basic requirement will be weighted 40%. Our efficiency enhancer will be weighted 50%. And the last one, additional enhancer, will be weighted 10%. And that will have helped Nigeria's ranking to be 122 instead of 127.
Even at 122, it's still not very impressive.
Still a decline from 120. That's why I'm saying that how material is this argument of the fact that it is wrong, it is not wrong, there's flaw. There's flaw, no doubt about that. But the fact remains that it is not material enough to let us know that we are declining. And the reason for declining is because we need to be completing the project, and quickly too. We have been doing airport remodeling for how long? We need to complete it. There's a new Minister of Aviation now. How soon will he complete this model and move to something else? Not even modeling the whole thing. We should be building new ones now. Those are the things that account for infrastructure. Lagos by the Expressway, we have been on it for so long. Now we are doing it, no problem, but it has to be completed and enhances free movement of goods and services before it start adding to our improvement. East-West Road has to be so. The East-West system.
The rail systems, how well have we done in building a very strong network of rail systems? Must we be flogging the roads every day? The national inland waterways, how are we developing them? Are we dredging these routes? Are we creating alternatives to just trailers moving on the road, damaging the roads, even the roads that we don't have? How are we leveraging the public-private partnership to create infrastructure very rapidly?
Hold on to that thought.
Right.
Hold on to that. You were going to talk about leveraging on PPP to ensure accelerated development as much as possible, which could eventually, of course, increase the competitiveness of Nigeria's economy?
The impact of infrastructural development on this ranking, this global competitiveness of Nigeria, it's massive. And, you cannot drive infrastructure without having strong institutions. And two of them are actually, the top two among the four basic, like Femi has said, in these rankings. So I think, we can't overemphasize this fact that we need to look beyond just the normal procedure we're using now to develop infrastructure. We have to involve the private sector in a very creative and efficient manner. Even the developed world are still deploying PPP as we speak. Why is Nigeria, who even needs it much better, is slowing down in deploying that? We've seen one or two good projects come out of PPP arrangement. The MM2 is still a very strong indication that PPP is the way to go. That's one of the best airports in this country. In fact, that's the best in this MM2 airport. And that was, as a result of PPP a model. So we need to deploy that in the medical field, creating medical infrastructure all over this country. We need that to fast track the railway development, even though we know that government is trying to do what they can with the Chinese companies who are helping us. But if we do it in a PPP model, we'll move much faster. Even the roads, even the power sector, if the NIPP project has shown that PPP could have given us a faster result than normal procedure. So that's the only thing we can do to develop this infrastructure in a faster way to enable us to remain competitive. Because as Femi has said earlier, it's not about what we are doing, but at what pace are we doing it, how effective it is. Remember, this ranking is about productivity and prosperity.
Well, we hope that the productivity will actually now begin to increase because of the privatization of the power sector, which should eventually kick in properly. We'll keep seeing that as the months go by.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, I always keep saying that the resolve of Mr. President in seeing to the almost 98%, or will I say 100% conclusion of the power assets transfer, that's privatization, is a massive, how do I put it, achievement by this government. But we must not rest on our laurels. We cannot stop at that point. We need to see how we can quickly help the new asset owners take the initial step, bold step that are needed to develop this infrastructure. We can see that they took it over, the euphoria died down, and we began to see some delay in moving forward to the next level. Government must find a way. If government could do some physical, how do I put it now, financial support to the banking sector, we need that kind of subvention or some kind of support, in this, because it's a critical driver of productivity in this economy. If we don't have a strong energy sector, we cannot be productive in this country.
But Femi, what are your thoughts as we coast home?
Let me just say that, the reasons why we have the decline in the competitiveness, we can say them. And all we need to do is just to tackle those and make sure that we complete them. Not that we are starting, but in fact, start quickly and complete. We need to speed up our actions when it comes to taking sort of these steps. Number one, the report mentioned the weakened public revenue, public finance, because of our low export, because of fundalization, stealing of oil, and then low export.
But our foreign exports, our foreign reserves have increased in the last couple of months.
I agree with you. Remember that this report have a timeline where they get to press, and at that time when they were doing it, it was when we were still complaining about lower revenue. The CBN was complaining about the low accretion to the reserve, foreign reserve. In fact, it was actually dwindling at a particular point in time. We had issue even where the Ministry of Finance was complaining about vandalization and all theft, that is reducing our revenue by 20% and all sort of things. So we need to focus on that. Weak institution, it is key. The judiciary need to be reformed and made independent. They should not, even if Mr. President have to appoint who the next CCJ will be, they should run on their own, sort of their budget, be swift with justices. They need to sort out that. If they need to recruit to have them, they have so many judges, they have to do that so that we can speed up and sort out transaction. As long as people believe that they are not protected, they have a business, property right, and also there's a problem. We are missing a lot of money from our entertainment industry because of piracy. We need to sort that out. There's that security situation. And reports say that the Boko Haram issue, we need to negotiate. One hand negotiation, one hand force. Even the US, that is popularly known not to negotiate for terrorists, they do that now. So we need to balance all those kind of things. And those are the kind of things, part of it anyway. Because of time, I won't be able to run through
we're going to have time again to sit down and look at this topic again, because really, there's so many issues that we really need to focus on. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing your thoughts with us on the program. Femi Ademola is the head Vice President and Head, Research and Intelligence of BGL Group, and Oji Udeme, who is a financial management consultant. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Harriet.
Well, let's take another quick break on the program and come back and finish the show.
Wherever and whatever your banking needs, Guarantee Trust Bank will be there, now and into the future. Because you're at the heart of everything we do. Guarantee Trust Bank, proudly African, truly international.
Welcome back. It's the last lap of the program, and of course we're rounding up. It's been an interesting conversation. Of course, we can continue this conversation online via any of our social media platforms, tweet at This Morning, or send your emails to businessmorning@channelstv.com. Of course, the markets have resumed. The Nigerian Stock Exchange opened for business at 9:30. Of course, we'll get closing figures later on in the day, and like the stockbroker said, Rotimi Fakayojo, we're expecting to see the market resume to winning ways, or even if there's going to be a loss, not as much as what was recorded last week. Week to date ended 0.89% in negative territory, but we're hoping to see those numbers improve. But those are the numbers for today, and that's the program as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Harriet Agbinyi.